Welcome back to the channel, and we have a brand new video. This time it's going to be how to find the best Newgens / Regens, whatever you guys want to call them. It's my most popular video last year, so I'm going to let you know how to find the best ones, and I guarantee it works. It's not a case of if it works, I guarantee this will work for you. I absolutely guarantee it. So first what you need to do is you need to come to Scouting and Assignments. If you don't have the Assignments button, you need to go to Staff, Responsibilities, Scouting, and then maybe the top one there will be on a Chief Scout. It's basically assigning scouts. So you need to take control of that. Click Take Control. Click Confirm. Go back to Scouting down here. Assignments back to there, and then now you should have this this whole thing. So this is my beta save. I'm in my third season. Just entered January, so I'm in the future. I thought I'd get in the future for a little bit first. Most of these scouts are who started at Parma, right? So I haven't really focused on this area of the save on the beta save because it's just a short-term save, so I don't need to long-term plan. But if you guys are starting your long-term save, or you're waiting until the game officially comes out to start the long-term save, then you can watch the video. Obviously, 8 days time, you can apply this and it will work. It's not it should work, it will work. So I think all these guys here, the top 5, well, the top 4 scouts, all start at Parma. So I'm not gonna talk about those 4. I'm gonna talk about these 2 down here because they're new. I've signed both of them, basically for the purposes of this video, but also because they're good scouts. They're both different. They're both good in different ways. So there's 2 different types of scouts, in my opinion. The first one is just a very good scout. Yeah, good judging potential, ability, all that good stuff. Good adaptability is fantastic. It's a very good adaptability, in my opinion, is better than judging player ability because we can judge the player ability, right? We can see it. We can literally see it. We click on a player, we see it, right? Adaptability, the higher it is, it means the quicker they learn new countries, so new regions, new whatever. Not regions as in players, regions as in areas of the world. ION at the end. Right, okay. Then to make that clear, because some people might be like, what? That didn't make sense. So Luciano Cañepa knows France, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Colombia, I think, at the start of this game. Maybe even Qatar, because he comes from an academy in Qatar. And I think he's also learned... okay. So I think this might be his default knowledge, actually, because if you look at that, England, Portugal a little bit, he also managed at Benfica, scouted at Benfica and Man United. So, absolutely fine. It also gives you a little map there of where these countries are. So, obviously, Argentina, full bar, is there, which is bright green. France, I think, obviously, is there, because it's bright green. That one there looks like Paraguay, Uruguay, Colombia, all that good stuff. I can't see Qatar. Qatar, where's Qatar? Qatar should be... I don't even know where Qatar is on the map. Is it over here? I think. Should be over there somewhere. Anyway, that doesn't matter, right? But it's a nice little visual tool as well. It shows you where countries are, right? Where they are on the map. So it helps you a little bit when you're assigning the scouts. So if you go to click your assignment and you click on Scouting Pool, this is the first thing you should do. Click Scouting Pool. And it finds who you have, right? So you can scroll through your for your army or whatever you've got of scouts, like little ones, whether you've got 2 basically, or whether you've got 22. You can click on this and see which places in the world are the best places to send these guys, right? Now, the only thing I do wish is if it showed adaptability on this screen here, right? And there. I think we should be able to have adaptability there, I think, because it's a massively important attribute to have on a scout. Just if you could just crunch those up a little bit and put adaptability in here and have three things, that'd be perfect. But it's a little issue that we can get around. So Makovich, as you look at him, he obviously has a massive interest in the USA because he's from USA, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and obviously knows Italy, which is good for us. But he also knows North America quite a lot. He's got very good knowledge of all North America. If you click on him, that's basically why I signed him. He also has good knowledge of South America, and his adaptability is 14. Now, I think he's one of the best scouts you could probably get because instantly he gives you knowledge of all these countries. But some good players come out of those countries. So if you, like I said, so if you click new assignment, this is what you need to do. Click Mike Makovich or whoever you've got. Add region, and then you can go to North America. Continent maybe. North America, or would we do? No, I think we'd send him to the whole of North America and let him just get on with that, right? So you can do it either way. There's two ways you can do it. You can do it nation. Well, in fact, there's three ways to do it. You can do it nation, so you can go into each individual continent there, and you can find the individual. I think that's a bit too restrictive. I would probably do region or continent. Now, he knows a lot about the continent of North America, so I'm going to send him to North America. If he didn't know as much, I'd probably ease him in with a few regions of the North America. So I'd probably send him to North America or North America Central, rather than just banging him in fully in the full, just dropping him in the continent and saying, Mike, go and do your thing. Right? That's basically what you're doing. But I think for the purposes of this and how good he is and how much knowledge he has of the continent, I'm just going to drop him in the whole continent and just let him go. Right? So you can do it either way. And what you need to do here now, right, is a lot of people do this. A lot of people click hot prospect there. Now, there's nothing massively wrong with that, but I think we can streamline it further. So if we click age, and we go, and it defaults at most, right, and then we click 21, because that's how I like to do it. You can go lower if you want. If you can go 19 if you want to, that's no problem. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of this, right? I leave the transfer budget, right? Leave that, especially with the player values coming in, because the player values can be quite low or quite high. Like the range of the player values could be big. So I wouldn't restrict yourself with much there. You can also sort with players that you want, but I think it's restrictive again. I think if the scout goes and finds a good player from North America, I want to know about that player. I don't care. Like if I set, I want someone to have passing 13. What if he finds an absolute worldie that has passing 12? I don't see him, right? I won't see him. He won't come up because I've told Mike in North America to look for players with passing 13. And that baller that he's found doesn't have 13, he has 12. Even though he's brilliant at everything else, and I've missed a potential 40, 50 million pound player, he won't show up. So in my opinion, do not touch this, right? I just wouldn't do it. So, age, at most 19. Now, this is where it gets different, so you need to listen to this back because it's quite important. Scouted potential ability, right? Now, if you look at the top, it says star, and that means 5-star potential. Excellent means 4.5-star potential. Superb means 4-star. Very good 3.5. Good 3. Fairly good 2.5. 2. 1.5. 1. Half a star. Right? That's how it means. It probably should have the stars there. But if you don't know what this means, like maybe people put very good in, which is obviously 3.5 star. I personally, this changes depending on the club that you're managing. So this is the important part. Right. I'll try and explain it as best as I can and as clear as I can. If you are managing Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, Bayern Munich, Man United, all the top teams in the world, right? If you're managing all those top teams, the likelihood of you finding a 5-star player is very low because the scout brings them back a report on how good they are compared to your first team players. So if you have, for example, if you're managing PSG and you have Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, right? They're 4.5-star, 5-star players, right? For the scout to come back with a 5-star player against those 3 absolute world-class generational players, it will be very rare to find, especially in North America. In Europe, maybe you're likely more to find that. In North America, maybe not. I'm not saying they're not possible. They are possible. Look at Alphonso Davies, for example. Players like that, right? But it's very, very, very rare. So you're pigeonholing yourself into finding just the best of the very best. Now, a 4-star player at Paris Saint-Germain and 4-star player at Man City is amazing, right? That is like, if you load the game up and you load up Man City, Kevin De Bruyne, I think, starts as a 4-star player. Now, wouldn't you like a Kevin De Bruyne? Of course you would. So, if you're managing a top team, you will probably want to go to Superb, which is 4-star. Now, just because they come back as 4-star, again, I think people automatically don't see 5-star and think, oh, no, not good enough, bin him off. No, don't do it. I have brought through and trained and developed many 4-star players, and they have turned into 30, 40 million pound players. Even if they don't make my first team, they've been very, very, very good backup players, squad players, homegrown players, and it just lends itself to your depth fantastically. If not, again, you can train them, develop them, and then sell them off, and then bring in a few more. So you've always got a conveyor belt going. So if you're managing a top team, just a quick one, if you're managing the top team, I want to get this clear. Go to Superb. If you're not, if you're Palmer like me, I probably want 5-star players because my current players are 4-star, but they aren't the best in the world. So I do want the 5-star players because if I signed Kevin De Bruyne, he would be 5-star to my team, right? Does that make sense? So it's all relevant to your team. So again, if you're managing a top team, go to 4-star, in my opinion. If you're managing a not so top team, maybe a Europa League team, go to 5-star. 5-star. 4.5-star, maybe at a Europa League team. Possibly, potentially. You could go 5 if you want, you could go 4 if you want. I personally, if I'm in any sort of European competition, I wouldn't go 5-star. I would go 4.5 at the very least, if not 4. And that is the main concept of this whole idea, the whole video, everything, is knowing which one to set it as. You don't want to restrict yourself as a star if you're a best team. You want 5-star player. You're basically looking for Lionel Messi. What's the chances? I'm not saying it's not possible, but Lionel Messi will also show up if you put 4-star. He'll still be there, but you'll also get more options. So make sure you set it at superb. For me at Parma, I would probably put excellent because I'm in the Europa League, but my team is overachieving. So I've definitely got a scope. So I would go excellent. And then on this bit here, this is quite important. Click ongoing. So he's always doing it. He's just constantly in a loop. He's never coming back. He's just in North America living his best life. And he's just bringing scout reports to you. So this is how I'd set it up. At most age 19, 20, 21, whatever you want to do. Again, you can unrestrict yourself a bit more and you go 21 if you want. I'd probably go 19. And then I'd go excellent. Again, it depends on what you are. Listen to what I said. Leave this transfer budget, leave the transfer. Put your nation/region in there. And then ongoing, make sure you set it to the scout that you want. And then click start assignment. And that is basically it. The most important part are the parts that I said inside the assignment. So what Mike should do now is he should come back periodically and tell me who's looking really good in North America. Right now he's sorted. Perfect. Bang. Now, Cañepa, click new assignment. If we look at Cañepa, right, he's a different type of scout to Mike. What he can do is he doesn't know as many nations. He knows a few. He's probably good for South America. But if you can't find, let's say, an Eastern European scout, you can't find someone to scout Russia, Ukraine, like all those countries that produce some really good players. If you can't find a scout for that, your next best bet is to find someone with high adaptability because he will learn those nations quicker. He will get to grips with them. He'll know the leagues. He'll know the players. He'll know everything quicker. And you'll see these bars filling up a lot quicker than if someone had one adaptability, for example. So Cañepa for me, for this example, I want to search Eastern European. Now, I could have probably got someone with 20 adaptability, but I signed him in the first season, so this is the best I could get. So Cañepa, I would go to region, and then I would go to Eastern Europe, right? Eastern European, that's what I want. And again, leave that. I would go to scouting potential ability. Again, the most important part, I'd go excellent, because that's 4.5 stars. Remember, 5 stars, star, 4.5 star, excellent. 4-star is superb. Next, age. Again, you can do whatever you want. If you think that 21-year-olds is better for you, or 20, 19, 18, 17, whatever you want, that's no problem. It's just totally up to you. Then you need to click scouting pool, like I said, just to reaffirm what I was saying earlier. Click Cañepa. Like I said, this would be highly useful if we had adaptability on this screen here. We don't currently, so we have to remember what his adaptability is before we go into this screen. That's why I clicked on him, and it's 19. And then again, click ongoing so it doesn't come back, and you have to do this yet again, and you forgot. I mean, I could probably tell you to do that, and it would make people come back to this video more. That's not me. I want to help you guys out. I don't want you to have to keep coming back to this video. Once should be enough. But yeah, click ongoing, and then click start. And then he will get results slower, right? Because he doesn't know any of the nation. But in a month or so, if I came back to his profile, he would probably have like maybe Ukraine or Russia as like a little bar that's filled up, and you will see over time it will fill up more. Now, these sort of scouts, it's better to get younger ones. Like, look, Cañepa's 40. He's probably got 20, 25 years left in the scouting game. So if I want to keep him long term, which I probably do because he's fantastic, then that's why I got him, because there's no point really getting a 65-year-old scout, 65, 70-year-old scout, sending him to areas he doesn't know, because by the time he knows those places, he's retired. And it's a waste of your time, money, wages, effectiveness, efficiency, whatever you want to call it. So another thing I do, and this is the last part, I'm not going to make this video drag on too long, it's been 15 minutes, I'm aiming to get it under 20, which it will be. So Christian Pavolo, right, he starts at Parma, so ignore him. I'd probably go for a 20 player potential. If I went into my scout staff, and I went into my staff search right now, just to show this, I reckon now I probably do have some really good scouts in there, because we've come a long way from the first season. Yeah, there's a few there at 20. Actually, there is a guy there, Eastern European, which is quite funny and ironic for the video. So I would sign him. Perfect, because he knows the countries. We can send him to Eastern European. He straight away he knows the full knowledge of Romania. So any Romanian wonderkids right now roaming the database, he will probably find you, and he will also judge them perfectly. And he knows the full of Eastern Europe, which is perfect. So yeah, I will sign him off camera. I didn't even know he was there. So yeah, so Christian Pavolo. But what I would do is I would always have a scout, just one scout, that goes to the nation that you're managing in for homegrown players. So for me, it'd be Italy, right? That's where I am right now. And again, set it up the exact same. There's no difference here. You could if you wanted to get 5 stars, but I'd go 4 stars. And then I'd find Pavolo. There he is. He only knows Italy, really, and a bit of Argentina. So he's only really good for Italy. And then I would select the age. I'd probably go a bit higher on this because I want some homegrown players. I can be a bit more flexible. They don't need to be as good. These are probably not necessarily first-team players, but if I find one, fantastic. And then hit start assignment. And I'd always want one in your country that you're managing. So obviously, if you're in Premier League or in England, you want to have one in England, obviously. And then obviously remember that you want to apply both of the skills or the recommendations that I gave to both those things. So Mike, drop him in North America because he already knows the countries. But then Canyepa's a different kind of scout because he doesn't know the countries, but he's good at getting to know countries. So like I said, 2 different types of scout. On the second one, make sure he's young, right? And that is basically the end of the video. Any questions, please, if I've missed anything or there's anything you want to know, write it in the comments and I guarantee you I will get back to you. I will 100% reply to any questions in the comments, no problem. And I'm hoping that helped everyone. Let me know as well if you do some seasons and then you think about this video and you think, oh wow, I found that guy, thank you Lewis, and then you want to come back to this video and show me the player. Put a screenshot in the comments, put a link and I'll click it and I'll have a look at him and I will reply again. I hope it helps you find them some massive wonder kids. I hope it helps you enjoy FM more. I hope it makes your save more interesting because you found this gem that you found from an obscure nation that you wouldn't have found otherwise. And I hope that helps. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button if this has helped you out. And more videos probably like this coming soon, but maybe more to the development side once you've got said wonder kid into the club. Right, so maybe part 2 to this, but this is finding the wonder kid. Next is training the wonder kid. We'll see what we can do about that. So yeah, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. And I hope it helped you out. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.